Hey toy fans, Aaron here. Today I'm being joined by my daughter. Tell them who you are.
I'm Emma.
And we're going to take a look at the Star Wars Forces of Destiny, Princess Leia and R2-D2. She's joining me because I thought it'd be good to get a girl's opinion, especially the target audience. So what do you say we head to that table and check it out?
Yeah.
Alright, taking a look first at this Leia in the packaging. Very nice looking packaging. The entire cardboard back is surrounded by the plastic bubble, giving you a very good look at the Princess Leia figure, the R2-D2 figure. I like the use of the orange and purple that carries, of course, from the Forces of Destiny colors. Also along the back side of this packaging, you got a little silhouette of Princess Leia in the background, and even farther down, not quite a silhouette of R2-D2. And this image does vary packaging to packaging for each character. And at the top left side in these little circles, you see the action feature that this Princess Leia figure has. As for the sides of the packaging, nothing really special since it's all clear, so it's relatively plain. Taking a look at the back side of the packaging, again, you got great artwork from the show of Princess Leia and R2-D2, and a very brief description of each of these characters. At the bottom, you have a little photo of a couple of the other characters available in this line. And looking at Leia out of the packaging, overall, this is a pretty nice looking figure. She is done, or this line is done, in an 11-inch scale. And I'll line her up with a 12-inch figure here in a little bit so you get an idea of what that looks like. But going in on that head sculpt, I think the face looks fantastic. The eyes are nicely painted in. The eyebrows look good. Overall, just a little bit of like slight makeup tone on the cheeks there. And the hair is done in more of a, woven thread or something. I don't know what you'd call it, but it's not plastic. It's not molded. It's definitely braided in, attached on the head. However, that's done for doll type figures. What do you think about how she looks?
I like that the hair is really realistic and it's not the plastic and I also like that you can undress her and take off the boots and the vest. And
as Emma mentions, yes, that vest is removable. The vest itself, very nicely done. I think it's captured the detail from how she looks on Hoth as we saw her in the movie, certainly in the cartoon. A little bit of emblem design detailing on the left lapel, her left lapel. And I'll also slide that jacket off in a little bit so you can see how that looks, but it comes off very easily. Looking at the rest of the arms, the rest of that figure is all molded plastic, minus the boots. Those are removable as well. But the details down the sleeve of each arm looks really good, nicely molded. And on her left wrist area, you got that little silver piece, whatever that would be, communications or something. But nice detailing in there. Her hands look good as well. Each are sculpted to hold the weapon. And while, like I said, the rest of that figure is hard plastic, the hand area, though, is a pretty soft, rubbery type plastic. So no problem getting that gun in there. She holds it quite nicely. Looking down the legs, again, that pattern of her uniform continues with the upper thigh area. And then looking down at the boots, these are very soft. And I'll pull this off the turntable in a second. But as it spins around to the backside, you'll notice there's a slit down the backside of each boot. And that allows you to remove the boot if you so desire. I don't know if there's more accessories coming with her or not, or just for added playability. But overall, I do think that, having that loose boot fit up at the top certainly gives it some added detail to the look as well. Sliding on to R2-D2, I think this droid looks just fantastic. It's very well done. And even though the characters in this line are done in the animated style, R2-D2 is more realistic looking, but I don't think that makes it stand out like a sore thumb in this line. He looks as you would expect. All the colors are painted on very nicely throughout the dome. Good use of the blues. The dome is molded in that gray plastic. The little red light underneath his eye port looks fantastic. Nicely done there. Getting in through the rest of the body. Again, the detail is there as you would expect. The main body of R2-D2 is nicely painted. The blues are pretty much all in line. The silver for the little vents at the center look great. But the only noticeable thing on this droid that is kind of stands out is there's a little bit of blue overspray at the front of the leg and a little bit at the side here. Overall, that's pretty minor though. Do you got anything you want to say about R2-D2?
I like the detailing that they added to make it look like R2-D2, and I think there should be a middle leg to make it roll and add some wheels to make it realistic and be able to roll, but otherwise you can just use your imagination.
And Emma hits on a good point. There is no third leg on this droid. He is done with just the two legs. And also at the bottom, while he does have what looks like wheels molded on, there's nothing moving this. It's very static in what you're going to be able to do with it. And so you heard it from a 10-year-old girl, Hasbro. They want their droids to be able to roll. And as I mentioned, this Forces of Destiny line is done in an 11-inch scale. In case anyone's wondering how that compares to some of the 12-inch figures that were out, well, it's about an inch shorter. But I just thought I'd show how that looks. And putting Princess Leia and R2-D2 together, I will say really scale-wise, I think R2-D2 comes in a little shorter than he should be. Is that a big deal to you? Or do you like the way that looks?
I like the way that looks.
Okay, so not a deal breaker for you.
No. It does look a little short, but that doesn't really matter to me.
Okay. And there is one accessory included with this set, and that is Princess Leia's blaster, or rather, sorry, the Rebel blaster, not her gun. Nice detail on it. It is done in a softer plastic and just molded in a plain black color. And Princess Leia does come with a quick draw action feature. You're supposed to squeeze the legs together and then it raises this arm up. Doesn't really work out too well. I don't think that peg inside the leg is big enough to push it the way it should go. Certainly if I twist her around at the waist on my own, she gets the arm up better. Give a little bend in there. But on her own, though, squeezing those legs, she just doesn't get it up there.
And I was thinking if maybe that would just be that figure, or if it was just something that didn't turn out well when they were making it.
It's entirely possible that it's just this figure and that others would work better. Maybe others will leave a comment below if they have this and let us know how theirs work. And while we're at it, go ahead and get this vest removed, show you the underneath. It's pretty easy, just slides off. And then those boots down at the bottom, as I mentioned, there's got the slit there. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze, but they certainly do come off. Certainly a lot easier to do when you're not doing it on camera. And there it is with the boot off. As you see, some detailing of the clothing continues underneath, and no socks in space. As for the articulation on this figure, the head spins around quite nicely. A little bit of up and down movement also. As for the arms, her right arm comes up, spins around, and then you get your bend at the elbow. And also that wrist swings, whoops, there we go. And then also that wrist does swing around. And you also get side-to-side movement on that wrist. For her left arm, where that action feature is, you're not going to be able to pose her arm with that left arm up. The spring action in there keeps it laying flat. But you can raise it up, and then at the elbow, you're able to bend it there as well. And then the same at her wrist. It does swing around. And then also you get the side-to-side movement. As for the waist area, because of that action feature, while it twists from that, you're not going to be able to pose her with her waist twisted at all. So for the most part, that's pretty much static then. As for the legs, each leg does lift up a little bit there, but they're not going to go backwards all that much. Just a smidge, because the way the butt is molded there out at the sides. At the knee joint, you get a single bend down, but good range there. And it also twists at that joint as well. No other feet or ankle articulation. But even without that articulation at the feet, the figure does still stand up very nicely, without assistance. As for the articulation on R2, this dome does spin around 360 degrees, as expected. And each leg does swing around. No problems there, but you also do not have any other articulation at the joints here. And again, no third leg, no wheels. Pretty basic droid, but I still like the way it looks. So overall, I do think it's a nice looking set. I think R2-D2 is just a little short. But in the end, I don't think that's a deal breaker, really. It still looks great together. And more importantly, what do you think?
I like that the Princess Leia came with R2-D2 to, instead of it just being one doll, they added a droid with it, and same with some of the others.
Yeah, because Rey had BB-8, and right now Sabine was just a standalone figure. And you chose this set too. When we were at the store, you chose this one. Was there any particular reason you chose this one over, say, Rey and BB-8?
I don't know, but I have a lot of Reys and BB-8, so I thought maybe I could get, well, I don't really...
You just wanted something different.
Yeah.
Okay. So overall, 2 thumbs up from you, I take it?
Yeah.
You'd like to see more on the shelf like these toys?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so that wraps up this look at the Forces of Destiny, Princess Leia, and R2-D2.
Let us know your thoughts in the comment box.
And as always, thanks for watching.